years ago in Chickasha, Oklahoma, the Chickasha Intermediate School had poor academics, discipline problems, and low student and teacher morale. Today, it enjoys the reputation of having a friendly, personal atmosphere, and they simply do not allow their students to fail. Last year, nearly 1/2 of the 7th grade made the National Honor Society. We'll see how the teachers managed to execute such a dramatic change when Teacher TV continues. It's 6:40 in the morning. Custodian Harold Williams arrives to open up the Chickasha Intermediate School as he has for the past 10 years. Looking at the building now, it's hard to realize the school's reputation was so bad that teachers felt more like policemen than teachers.
I've told my husband several times I call this my trail of tears because I cried when I went to school, I cried when I came home, and I knew that I was not teaching, I was being a disciplinary. You know, and I didn't go to school to be a policeman. I went to school to be a teacher, and I wasn't doing that.
Sharon Wilson started teaching math here fresh out of college. She wasn't ready for the children she encountered.
This one kid that I had had some prior problems with decided to tackle me, knock me plumb down on the ground. You never knew what was going to happen. It was unreal. And in fact, one kid told me, if I can make it through the 8th grade, my dad said I could quit. And that's all they were doing was biding time. So that made me see how really low their self-esteem was. And my self-esteem was going down because I thought I wasn't good enough to do this.
Things were so bad, Sharon Wilson was ready to quit. That was 5 years ago. Since then, the teachers have been able to turn their school around.
Good morning. Melanie, what's wrong? I don't hear you talking this morning.
Vicki Holloway was hired as the new principal and brought with her a desire for change.
First thing I did was I had to call the teachers in to find out what was going on. I found out there was a lot of low morale. Basically, a lot of them had given up. Some had decided they wanted to quit teaching. And we had to find out what was wrong, and from that point, we started making strategies to correct it.
Hey, Jeremy, come here. Where's your smile? Did you leave it at home?
Together, the teachers began analyzing their
Did you
school.
go back and get it? No.
First of all, they saw their troubles were beginning well before the first bell.
How are you?
Parents were dropping off their children at the playground behind the school, and there wasn't much supervision back there. The students are now required to enter the school through one door and gather in the auditorium before the first period.
Good morning.
Had a rough walk this morning, did you, dude?
For some students, it may be the only positive statement they get, you know, in the mornings because Mom and Dad's already gone to work and everything, and it just lets us get to know our kids better. Good morning.
Good morning, Lindsay. How are you? Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Because they know them so well, any signs of trouble, any problems they might see in their faces can be addressed right away. This personal attention extends into the classroom, too, as the teachers try to convince their students that they can learn.
The people who are getting lizards, for example, are going to have crickets.
Why is due process important in criminal trials?
How many of you made 100% on that? You had no problems. Okay, great. Good. Bring your portfolio when I call you. All right.
Another innovation at Chickasha Intermediate is that the students are not allowed to fail as long as they go to class. Sharon Wilson even customizes her lessons to fit each individual's abilities.
Was there a problem with the type of work that it was? Is it the reading problems?
No, it's just multiplying and dividing.
You're still having some problems with multiplying and dividing? Okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to work on your goal. You're individualizing. Every person is like that's the only person in this classroom. And I have based my curriculum on 25 individuals in that classroom.
What if?
And I have 110 students a day, and so I have 110 individual contracts back there in the notebook. I think that you could probably do 15 sets. Okay. Is that agreeable?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to put you down here to set 15. And that's
Each student has a set of learning goals they're expected to meet every 9 weeks. Goals which are closely monitored by the teachers.
Success breeds success. If I see that I can do it, if I see that I can make an A on a test, if I see I can achieve, then I feel better about myself. And you know, you can just work on self-concept alone probably and bring up achievement test scores, because if I feel good, I want to do better.
How many of you thought it was an hour and 30 minutes? Okay, now did you hear his explanation?
And so, to help build their self-confidence, the students here can only earn high grades.
We'll read a question through real quick.
We can only make an A, a B, or an I. And that's the reason, because they keep on pushing us until we make our A or a B.
So if you look through that, I think you've got the right number, right? You've got all, in fact, a lot of our kids come,
But not quite.
and they doubt that they can achieve A's and B's. They've never done it, or they just simply don't want to put that much effort into it.
When I'm about to give up, they keep going and they will not stop bothering me till I, try to do it. They will not stop bothering me.
We have students who had never made A's who now make A's. And no, we didn't get any weaker with what we expected. We have much higher expectations. We're just focused on what we're teaching, and we're doing everything in our power to make sure that they understand.
Reclaiming the hallways was the next problem they tackled. They were crowded. Fights would break out as the students changed classes. The teachers and custodian Harold Williams came up with a surprisingly simple solution. The students were assigned to groups of teachers located in the same area of the building. That way, all they had to do was cross the hall to change classes. It was natural for teaching teams to develop, and just as natural for the teachers to share academic and personal information about their students.
I've got a bunch of those guys that need to make stuff up in there. Okay, but so we need to get eyes ready. Eyes.
The teams even occasionally meet during their lunch hour to talk over common problems, like designing posters to motivate their students to finish their incomplete grades.
Let's say, what does a cavefish have in common with
Our team students.
with our students?
No eyes.
He has no eyes.
And you cut your pond down? What kind of animal are you putting in here?
Hermit crab.
Oh yeah, your hermit crab will definitely need a smaller pond.
Customizing their lessons, giving their students close, personal attention, and meeting regularly to work out teaching team concerns all takes time, most of which is volunteered by the teachers. For their part, students responded with fewer discipline referrals, improved scholastic effort, and better grades.
The teachers here won't let you say I can't, because if you say I can't, then you have to do twice as much. They think if you set your heart to it, then you can do just about anything, and you can.
We have to reach the goal she makes, or we can keep on going.
Fred Cooper, your goal was 100, correct?
These students at Chickasha Intermediate each have their own specially tailored learning goals, and each class has many different levels of difficulty. After the first 9 weeks of the school year, the students are tested to establish their abilities, and then they meet with their teachers to set their goals for the rest of the year.
And I always ask them first, what do you think you can do? What do you feel good about?
Not all of the teachers at Chickasha conduct their classes like this, but each of Sharon Wilson's 110 students has a contract with her which specifies how many math concepts they're expected to learn per grading period within their learning level. She does not allow any grade lower than an 85, a B.
All right, but you're doing. And no one knows where they're at in this classroom. No one knows any different. We have written our own math curriculum, so whatever I give them, everyone's doing the same thing, but on a different level. But they don't know that.
If students have trouble grasping the concept at their level and score below 85 on a test, they can ask for help, practice the problems, and then they can take the test again.
We really want it to be a place where learning is important. Grades aren't the main thing, but that the kids get actively involved in their learning.
If you would like to learn more about self-esteem in education, you can read Developing Positive Student Self-Concept. For more information, watch the end of our program to find out how you can call for a Teacher TV show summary. information about this program, including a list of contacts and a written summary, or to order a video cassette, call toll-free 1-800-229-4200. Call between 9 and 4:30 Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. 1-800-229-4200.
That'd be fine.